Hi everyone, I'm Gina K from Gina K Designs and your host of Stamp TV. Tonight I'd like to welcome you to our Stamp TV Kit release party presentation. I'm so excited to share the new Painted Autumn Stamp TV Kit along with a couple of other fun items I know many of you have been waiting for. The new kit is full of beautiful cardstock, patterned paper, dies, and stamps that will help you create beautiful cards throughout the autumn season and beyond. At any time, feel free to click on the links below the screen to play along with our contest questions, our challenge, and to see the kit in full, along with beautiful samples created by our design team especially for you. And if you're the partying type, we have a party chat thread going strong, where you can hang out with the design team and I until 8 o'clock Central Time. And the best news is, all of these new products are already available in our store at ginakdesigns.com, so you don't have to wait to place your order. So sit back and relax and enjoy tonight's release party presentation. I'm so excited about the brand new Painted Autumn Stamp TV kit, so let's get right into it. First, like all of our kits, the Painted Autumn kit comes with this fantastic clear storage box, so you can keep all of the parts of the kit together and stamp along with me for the next few weeks, making beautiful autumn projects. Inside, let's begin with the cardstock. Pull these things aside. Okay. So, we have 3 sheets of our beautiful honey mustard, 3 sheets of fresh asparagus, 3 sheets of our layering weight ivory cardstock, 3 sheets of our beautiful red velvet cardstock. We have some dark chocolate, 3 sheets of that. 3 of our heavy base weight ivory, 3 of our sweet corn, and 3 of our ocean mist. Now I want to show you the pattern paper. Let me get the colors from the pattern paper right together here. Okay, so this is the palette for the pattern paper, the red velvet, fresh asparagus, honey mustard, and our ocean mist. So our pattern paper pack contains 24 sheets of pattern paper. Now I always keep this top sheet because I use this little border and I use these little pieces for other things that I want to use. And I also have been known to cut this out and then pop a white circle in there and use that as a frame. So always keep that, don't throw that away. You get 3 sheets of this beautiful red velvet vine, and this has honey mustard print on it, so it works really nicely with either one of those 2 colors. And this also has those same 2 colors in it, plus some of the ivory. Those pumpkins are so cute. Then you have the same vine pattern, but in fresh asparagus and ocean mist. So that's a really nice combination. Then you have some fresh asparagus mesh paper. I love that. That's an ivory weave going through that. And you have this beautiful leaf pattern, and this has the red velvet, fresh asparagus, a little bit of honey mustard, and a little bit of ocean mist. And you have a similar pattern in the honey mustard. You also have a pumpkin pattern in ocean mist, fresh asparagus, and ivory. And then you have some of that same woven mesh style in the ocean mist with the ivory. So that is the palette for the upcoming autumn season at Stamp TV. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, now let me get these out of the way so that I can show you the stamp sets that come in this kit. Now you've seen some sneak peeks, so let me start. Let me get a piece of white paper for behind here so you can really see it well. This is the Painted Autumn stamp set. And this is a 3-step flower print. So you can use this base, this one, and this one together to create kind of a watercolor painted look. This one can be used on top of those 3 in gold or silver embossing powder, or you can stamp this one on top of the solid, or stamp it by itself and watercolor it, or use your Copics or other coloring tools that you like to use. The leaves are a 3-step leaf as well. You've got this large solid leaf, and then this is your next color, and then this outline. And then the vine is a 2-step stamping process. You have larger flowers that kind of lean toward the right, and then you have these smaller flowers that lean more toward the left, and you can mix and match them to create all kinds of beautiful bouquets. I also really love the greetings in this set. Give thanks, of course. That can be used any time of the year. If somebody does something nice for you, you can stamp that on front, and then inside write, I always give thanks for you, you're such a great friend, and so forth and so on. So thankful, and then love this one. There is always something to be grateful for. These are the kinds of cards that I like to send for Thanksgiving. It's different to me to be thankful for the people in your life rather than just having a generic Happy Thanksgiving card. So I love this set. Now the second set, in this kit, this one is called Give Thanks. And this is a more whimsical set. A lot of you have been asking for cute little animals, and I just feel like autumn is a great time for that. So as you can see, there's this cute little bear holding a pumpkin. There's a little squirrel with an acorn, and this little owl wearing a little hat made of all kinds of autumn foliage. And then there's some pumpkins and leaves, very whimsical. This is beautiful for backgrounds and watercolor washes. And then you have this circle that will fit any standard set of circle dies, circle punches, or you can just stamp this directly on your paper and then cut the inside out and use this for shaker cards. So this is the Give Thanks set. Now, along with this set, you get an exclusive set of Gina K Designs dies that match the Give Thanks set. And this is a pretty big set of dies. You get the bear, you get the owl, the squirrel, these 2 leaves, the acorn, and the pumpkins. And we figure most of you have circles or something like that that you can cut out. And also, these particular leaves are a little bit better suited for background techniques and things like that. So all the line art images are available to be cut out, popped up. Maybe you want to make pop-up cards, or you want to have them sitting on top of frames and things like that. And you'll notice that our dies are all cut out for you already, and they are on a magnetic sheet. So they're not going to go anywhere. That's a great way to store them. You can put them right in one of the popular pockets that everybody seems to be using these days, or like a lot of Gina K Designs fans use the magnetic binder sheets. You can take these off the magnet and put them on a magnetic binder sheet, and then on the flip side put the stamp set, so you keep your stamps and dies all together on one card. You also get a binder sheet with this kit, and I know a lot of you like to keep your stamps on the plastic and put them in a pocket, but if you like the binder method of storage, you do get a binder sheet where you can fit one set on one side and one on the other, or you can always keep these binder sheets for your rubber stamps or other stamp sets that don't have ample storage for you. So that is everything that comes in the new Painted Autumn Stamp TV kit, and I'm so excited about this one. Now, next I want to show you a couple of other new things. Let me put this down. A couple of other new things that are coming out, well, that are already out and in our store tonight. I want to show you the free set. I love this free set. This is so much fun. So many of you have been asking for, the way you've phrased it is, can we have more massive messages? We love that set. So I decided to do another set like this, and it's called More Massive Messages. It has your standard happy birthday greeting, which so many cards that we make use happy birthday. The regular massive messages had birthday wishes, so this is a little different. And then I really love these two greetings because I happen to have two daughters that are leaving for college on Monday, and I just plan on sending them some cards throughout the school year and just to letting them know that they can do it, hang in there, and I also want them to know how much I miss them. I miss your face is a really popular saying among teenagers and kids and just young people, so a lot of you have seen this greeting, are pretty excited about it. And a little something is a great greeting to take you into the Christmas holiday season if you want to make gift card holders or you want to make cards that you're putting money in and things like that. That's a nice big bold greeting to put on the outside or on the inside, and then a little sentiment that you can handwrite. So this is the free incentive set. This set comes to you automatically for any order that's $75 or more, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to put it in your cart or anything. It will automatically ship with your qualifying order. Okay, so another thing that a lot of you have been asking for is metallic cardstock, and we have it. So this is our Pure Luxury metallic cardstock. I think I might be a little bit close. There we go. This is our metallic silver, and I just want to open this up to show you the shimmer that you get in this cardstock. It is just beautiful. Look at that beautiful shine, and it's not too glittery. It's very elegant. It's got a nice sheen to it, and it's a really nice weight too. So you can use it for card bases, but it's still thin enough that you can die cut it. It's not too thick for any of that. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sheets. So that's enough to make 20 card bases or a whole lot of shimmery layers in your cards. So that is our silver. We also have our gold, and again, I'm going to take this one out of the pack just so that you can get a true color. Sometimes it's hard to see through the plastic. That is our gold. Isn't that lovely? Oh, that's so pretty. And a new color that we've never done before, and a lot of you have asked for, is copper. Copper is such a cool color when mixed with turquoise and other more non-traditional holiday colors. And look at that shine. Isn't that gorgeous? It's like a copper penny. Just beautiful. So those are our 3 brand new metallic cardstocks, and they are available in our store at GinaKDesigns.com. Now we have something else new for you. We have some new ink colors. This is the brand new red velvet ink, and I want to show you how nice this looks with our cardstock. Here's our red velvet cardstock, and here are our red velvet envelopes. So here I've stamped the color for you so that you can see how nicely that matches. It is just a perfect match. Beautiful. And I want to show you how nice and solid it covers. Now you know we've revised our lids a little bit to make them nice and tight, and all you have to do is there's a little white lip hanging over the edge there. Just put your nail under it and give it a little tug and it'll pop right off. But we wanted to make sure that the ink pad lids were not going to come loose on you. So let me ink up this stamp with some of this red, and you can see how nice and solid that stamps. Now remember, whenever you're stamping with clear stamps, you do need to give the ink a minute to transfer from your polymer stamp onto the cardstock. So you do need to leave it on there for just a couple of seconds longer than you normally would with rubber stamps. So anybody who's having trouble, it's not the stamps and it's probably not the ink. It's most likely you're just not giving it a moment to transfer. So that is the new red velvet ink. Such a pretty color. Not as pink as our cherry red and not as true red, orangey, almost a little bit on the orange side red as our red hot. This is just a beautiful, beautiful red, like red velvet cake. I just love it. Okay, and then our other new color is Wild Dandelion. This one is a long time coming. Here is our Wild Dandelion cardstock, and here is our Wild Dandelion envelopes. So I want to show you how true this color is. There it is stamped out for you on a piece of white cardstock. And again, let me stamp this one for you. love this yellow. We have lemon yellow, which is very soft and pale, and we have sweet corn, which is very creamy and buttery, but we needed a true bright yellow, and this is so nice for the fall season. Just beautiful. Nice and solid, beautiful, bright, vibrant color. And just like all of our ink pads, once they dry completely, that's when you can see the true color, and that's where you will see the true match. Just a beautiful match. So those are our two new ink pad colors. All right, so now it's time for me to do the first Painted Autumn Stamp TV Kit card project, and I want to show you some great color combinations for using the flowers and the leaves. All right, so here I have a piece of our white cardstock, and I've written out a couple combinations that are my favorite to use with these new stamps. So let me grab the stamp set again and show you. I have it right here. Now the stamps that I'm going to use are this solid flower and this semi-solid flower, and then the little accent flower up there. So I have those already on the blocks, and I want to show you how to line these up. It's really not that hard. One thing that I want you to look at when you get your set is you will notice, let me zoom in a little bit so you can get this a little bit closer, not too much. Okay, so you're going to notice that there are three little humps right here all together at the top. And there's also three little ones there, and then there's this one little side swash right there. Swish, swash, whatever. So that's going to be the place that you're going to line these images up to get the most accurate conglomeration of images. But I do want to tell you that in this set was designed to be watercolory, to look hand-painted, just swashes of petals and things like that. You don't need precision to make this look beautiful. If you twisted these all up and did them any way you want, they would still be beautiful. So let me start with the combination of blues that I've put together here. The colors are Ocean Mist, Turquoise Sea, and Blue Lagoon. So I'm going to grab those colors because I have them right here. Ocean Mist, Turquoise Sea, and Blue Lagoon. Now you might notice on our lids the Turquoise Sea looks a little bit darker than the Blue Lagoon, but in real life the Turquoise Sea it's pretty true to this color, but it's more transparent. The Blue Lagoon is really vibrant, so this one is a bit darker and bolder. So this is the order that you want to go. You want to start with the Ocean Mist, and you want to stamp that solid stamp. So let me ink that up here real well. You want to stamp that solid stamp first. Then you want to grab the next boldest one and ink it up with some of that Turquoise Sea. And again, excuse my head if it gets in the way here, but I really want to get this as accurate as I can for you. You're just going to line those up together and stamp like that. Now you can see there's some a little bit off on this side. That's okay. That's how it's supposed to look. You're never going to nail it perfectly because it isn't designed to be perfect. And then the last one is the Blue Lagoon. And what you're going to do with this one is you want to make sure that that little swish there falls right along the side of those three little bumps, like this. And that is what the flower looks like when it's stamped all together. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. Okay, so I'm going to clean these stamps quickly, and I want to show you some of the other combinations because these are just so much fun and how beautiful they look together. And it's really nice to see them together stamped out first. So if you don't know what colors you want, you can kind of get an idea from what I'm doing here. The next color combination is Innocent Pink, Dusty Rose, and our new Red Velvet. This is by far one of my favorites. And I like this because it isn't so autumny And you can use it year-round. You can use it for spring cards, summer cards, any cards, birthday cards, any kind of card you want. Not that we don't do that year-round anyway, but... So here's the lighter color going down first. This is the Innocent Pink. Then the next color I'm going to put down is the next darkest, which is the Dusty Rose. And again, I want to find those 3 little bumps so that I can line that up. All right. And excuse my head again if it gets in the way. There we go. There's the Dusty Rose on top of that. And then the one that you might not expect to look so perfect with this is the Red Velvet. When I tried this the first time, I was like, wow, that is amazing. That's a card I'm going to have to make. So here's the last one. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And what you'll notice is as you layer these colors together, because our ink is water-based ink, it's almost like watercolor. The colors kind of blend together, and they're not so harsh. They just kind of blend really pretty, and that Red Velvet, as red as it looked when I stamped it alone, kind of takes on those pink undertones of the Dusty Rose and the Innocent Pink. Okay, Sweet Corn, Wild Dandelion. Sweet Corn, Wild Dandelion. You wouldn't think those 2 yellows would work together. And Sweet Mango. So let's stamp that one. Isn't this fun, just seeing how these all come to life? Okay, so we have some sweet corn here. I always like to stamp off my stamp first, especially when I'm going from a darker one to yellow. Okay, so sweet corn. Okay. Next, Wild Dandelion, and wait till you see how fantastic these 2 look together. I couldn't believe it. Okay, here we go. Going in. I know my head's in the way. Isn't that great? Oh, I just love that. And then the last one is the Sweet Mango. I like this combination for autumn cards. They just make it feel so warm. Okay. That's a pretty combination together. All right, and then the last combination I want to show you is one that I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what made me put this combination together, but this is the one. This is the one I'm going to show you in my card project because it is so pretty together. And you might want to make yourself a little chart like this with all of the different inks that you have. Try different combinations. Some of them really work great. Some of them don't work so great. I'll admit, some of them I didn't like very much. But these particular ones really look nice. Okay, so the next one is Sweet Corn, Peach Bellini, and Faded Brick. And you know, when you think about it, you start to think, yeah, I could see how that would look nice together. But when I first looked at the 3 of them together, I thought, oh, I don't know. But wow, this is by far one of my favorites. Okay, so let's start with that Sweet Corn. Okay, then the next one, I'm going to leave this out because that's for my card. Peach Bellini. Find those 3 humps again. Okay. Look at that. Woo. And Faded Brick. Okay. I love that. That is so autumny. So that is the combination that I am going to use for my card. Now I do want to show you a couple of leaf combinations that work really well for me. And of course, you're going to come up with all kinds of other combinations that you like. But I will post a picture of this on the website underneath the video so that you can kind of copy down those names, and you can see a picture of this up close and see the way they all look together. As you can see, as they start to dry and the colors lighten up just a little bit and start to blend, they even look less harsh. They really work nicely together. Okay, so for the leaves, I made a little chart for that too. The first one is going to be sweet corn, and that's going to be the biggest leaf. You're going to start with the biggest leaf for that. So I'm going to stamp that there. And I also have a cheat sheet for you to see exactly where on these stamp images to line up to get them as close to perfect as it comes. The next color is sweet mango, and that's going to be this half leaf. This is just kind of going to fill in the bottom there. That. And then the final one is faded brick. And this is going to give you a very autumny leaf, one that's turning colors and something that maybe wouldn't work with your flower bouquets as much unless you really want an all autumn bouquet, but definitely works for autumn. So that is that combination. Clean these up a little bit. And the next one is a more traditional leaf combination. It's sweet corn, which we'll start with, because I didn't have to wash that one. Sweet corn. And then we're going to add some jelly bean green, which is that fun springy green. And that's on the half leaf. Kind of fills in the cracks a bit. And then the final one is the fresh asparagus. And that's on the line art version of the leaf. Now this line art version of the leaf you could stamp all by itself, and you could color it with your Copics or colored pencils. So that is that one. And that's a more traditional green pattern, and that again will probably be the one I use for my card project. And the last one, this is something else that you can try. If you have a smaller budget and you don't want to spend too much money on ink pads, but you need a complementary color for a color you already have in your collection, you can try something like this. We're going to use honey mustard and warm cocoa, just the two of them. And I'm going to start with that largest stamp, and I'm going to ink that up with honey mustard. And I'm going to stamp it off once and then stamp it on to my paper. So that gives me a much lighter version. Then I'm going to stamp that half leaf with honey mustard, but straight on, not stamping it off once. And that gives you two different colors right there. And then the last one is going to be warm cocoa. And that will give me all my detail. There's the warm cocoa on top. So you can see how pretty that is. Now when it comes to the vines are very, very easy to stamp. You can stamp these all different ways. I'll just stamp on the back here. Any combination you want. You can also do some thumping on the solid leaves. But these are pretty easy to line up, so we'll just do a little honey mustard, like that. And then we'll add some of the warm cocoa on top. And you just want to line up two of the leaves anywhere, and they don't even have to be perfect, but that's the look you get from that. So again, a very watercolored look, very whimsical. The less perfect they are, the more interesting they are, and you're going to have a lot of fun with this, and you're going to have lots of success creating these flowers and these leaves together. So let's make a card. I want to make, look at all my ink pads I have all over my desk. My goodness. Okay, so I'm going to start with a piece of ivory cardstock, because ivory is the color that comes in the kit. And what's kind of nice is your ink pad colors take on a little bit of a warmer tone when you use them with the ivory. So I'm going to start with 4 bases of the stamp, the flower base, this large one. So I'm going to use the sweet corn ink, and I'm going to stamp this base 4 times. I'm going to stamp it here, like this. I'm going to turn it around a full turn and stamp it here. I'm going to turn it a quarter turn and stamp it here. And then I'm going to turn it again a quarter turn and stamp it here. Okay, so that is my first flower. Then I'm going to take that second flower, and that is going to be done in, I'm going to use my little cheat sheet here, my peach Bellini. So let me find peach Bellini on this table. Here's peach Bellini. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to stamp them one at a time and turning it each time. Once there. And you don't have to do it the other way. You can go right around the circle this time. I only did it that way to make sure that they were more evenly spaced, top and bottom, and then turn it top and bottom. And the last one here. Okay. For my final flower stamp, I'm going to use the faded brick. And I'm going to be using that with this detailed image. Stamp one there. One there. You can see I'm not really trying all that hard to line it up. Anywhere you stamp it, it just looks beautiful. This is one of my favorite layering flower stamp sets because it's so forgiving. All right, now we're going to add some leaves. So we'll do a little sweet corn to start. We'll do one here. One here. You can see I'm stamping off a little bit, which is fine. One here. And one here. Okay. You can add more leaves if you want. This is just kind of a simplified version of this card. Then my next one will be the jelly bean, because I want to add some green in here. But if you want it to stay more autumny, your leaves could certainly be more in the browns. But I do like having a little bit of green. Okay, and then I'm going to add my vines. So I'll start, I'm going to add that top layer first. Let me add that top layer first. That one is going to be done with the fresh asparagus. And I don't know about you, but like the less perfect this is, the more I like it. And you'll get very used to where to land on the paper after you've played with these a few times. Do a bunch of practice flowers. Don't try to do a project right away. Just do a couple practice flowers first and just see how it goes, see how you like it. Okay, and for this one, I'm going to do some of the fresh asparagus for the solid flowers. I'll put that there. That, or the solid vines, I should say. Fill in here. And then I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to add some of this faded brick on top. See how that looks. second to dry. That does dry a little bit darker. Got it all over me. Okay. So there are my vines. And you can see how easy that was to pull that all together. Now I've used some of our circles dies here. I have the stacker circles, 2 of those. I have the silver stackers, the purple stackers, the silver stackers, and then I have the inverted scalloped circle. And the combination for that is I cut the ivory one out with the small purple stacker. Let's get a little bit of, which way is this going? There we go. This is going to go on top of the silver stacker. And then that is going to go on top of the inverted stacker, the inverted scalloped stacker. That's cut out with sweet corn. And then back to the purple again, and that just gives me that little beaded edge. And line that up. Okay. So now this panel is going to go on top of a dark chocolate panel. And then I'm going to add a little bit of twisted twine, some baker's twine. So I'm just going to wrap this around a couple times. Let's see how many times I want to go. A few times there. Grab my scissors. Okay. And then I'm going to pull this into thirds like that. And wrap that around. And you could tie a bow or you can just tie a knot depending on what you're in the mood for. Maybe this one I'll do a knot, the other one I did a bow, but I think I asked somebody to hold down the twine because it sometimes gets away from you. So we'll just put that there. And just add a little bit of twine there. Okay. And you can move that around as you need to, so I probably will want to move that a little bit. So this whole panel is going to go on top of a sweet corn card base. And then this whole panel is going to go right into the center of that wreath of flowers. Let me move that cording over a little bit, or twine over a little bit. And I'm going to use some foam squares for that. And that is just going to go right into the center to turn that into a floral wreath around the center. I don't think I have that centered real well. Let me move that a little bit. There we go. And then you can stamp any greeting on the inside that you want. Now a card like this, you might want to just leave it plain until you're ready to stamp a greeting. And then when you know if it's a birthday or a thank you, just find the right greeting for the center. For my sample copy, I used the Give Thanks greeting from the Give Thanks stamp set that comes in this kit. So rather than use the larger one here that would have gone outside the circle, I decided to use the one that's a little bit smaller from the other set in the kit, and I stamped that to create a floral wreath on a thank you card. So that is my finished card project. I want to show you one more card that I made. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but you'll be able to see. I told you how much I like that innocent pink, dusty rose, and red velvet combination. So I made this card using those 3 colors, and then I used the Give Thanks from the Painted Autumn set right there, and I did that in dark chocolate. So the colors for this one are innocent pink, dusty rose, red velvet, and then for the greens I used jelly bean and fresh asparagus. And this one, the vine, I stamped the jelly bean off once just to really lighten it up, and then the darker one was in here is the jelly bean. I added a little jelly bean cardstock. I cut these olive branch dies. These are the Cherry Lynn olive branch dies, and I cut those out. And then I cut a mini fanciful flourish out of fresh asparagus, and I just fussy cut this flower. They're really easy to cut, so I only wanted to have one there. And so I cut that out and popped it up with some foam squares. So that's another card idea for you. 2 finished cards using the Painted Autumn set. Now I have lots and lots of projects coming up for you using the Give Thanks set with the little critters. But I thought this one would be pretty informative today to show you how to create all of those 3-step flowers and 3-step leaves and get some good color combinations while you do it. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's release party presentation video. Stay tuned to Stamp TV for more videos featuring the new Painted Autumn Stamp TV kit, and thanks so much for watching.